my God. Bad jobs data makes Bitcoin pump as the market manipulators want to psyop us again, but I'm not falling for it. This is idiocracy we're living in, and the Japanese nuclear market move looks like it's coming this week. Maybe we're pricing this in with the pain that we had yesterday, or maybe not. Maybe I will be so lucky to get Bitcoin below its production cost. Welcome to the show, my savages of the blockchain. It's a great day. It's a great day to be alive. I'm feeling good. I might have to take a break. Got a bunch of new, I don't know, like I've been hitting the bag too much. And so I'm probably going to let it simmer for a little bit here. I'm going to let it calm down on myself. You can't keep punching all the time, every time. I got to take a little bit of rest, but I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're feeling rested and feeling good out there. The market's making people freak out. But follow me on Druth Crypto. This is where you can get all of my kind of inside thoughts. And I did make this note about the American military regime being the most powerful and capable of violence military in the history of the world. There will be more countries in the coming years who will test this sleeping giant. Apparently, Elon Musk and his algorithm don't like that comment very much at all. And let's check out how altcoins are liking the Bitcoin uncertainty. And good morning, everyone. Let's say good morning. Open Mind, Crypto Serenity, Brian Barrett. Kadeezy still on? Cryptillion, DeFi Crypto and Airdrop, sufficient enough. Farman Yarman, Mark Meyer, all the peeps here. Daru to copy trade Jules 187. What up? What up? And the arena, not financial advice out there. Joshua, Yeshua, Yisha, good to see you here. Pump Fun. These people just can't understand anything. I swear to God, I feel like Pump Fun loses their minds every single time I go live. Like, this is fake? This is, it's real. All right, let's get after it. So, shout out to you, Nick Dunn. Thank you, brother. Let's see who's winning, because there is just pain. Shout out to the Discord Quant. He called out an XMR trade that hit, I think, every single take profit zone. Jupiter up 5.8%. Okay, Canton 3.8, Toncoin, XDC, MYX is not all bad. Monero with that long call. Very, very nice job, Mr. Quant. OKB. So there's some love here. Caspa. Oh my God, that guy, Baradon or whatnot, his name, I can't remember. He's going to be excited about Caspa. This might not be dead. Look at you go. Look at you go. But who's the losers? I got any deals on products I actually want? Morpho still down by 8%. Leading in. I'm telling you, if I get under $1 on Morpho, I'm getting more of this. Aster, I'm not really interested in buying Aster. Something about it just, this feels very extractionary to me. So I don't really feel like buying this graph. Where's Bitcoin sitting? We're having a slight hopeful momentary rally here, but last night, we dipped all the way down to $85,140. We hit 88K while DZ was talking there. Kind of the inverse BART movement happening here. Just once again, it keeps flushing in and out. After the disaster, not feeling too great. I've been so busy. I have a video coming out on Discover Crypto tonight about the Federal Reserve chair and comparing the two main options of the next leader of the Federal Reserve, coming out tonight on Discover Crypto. But you know what? We're running the blockchain basement here. First and foremost, you guys, this is my home. This is where I can crash out about all the cultural issues, all the things burdening the United States and the world at large, the potential of civil unrest and everything in between. So if you can, make sure to just like and share this video. Help me continue to grow the blockchain basement, you guys. I'm never giving up on you. Don't you dare give up on me. This is the channel here. Make sure to subscribe. I've been leaving this picture of Isaac and me up there just for sentimental reasons. I miss that guy. Miss Isaac. I know he's doing well out there in the military. But let's dive into the jobs numbers, all the chaos going on. What up, Crypto Steve-O? Let's check it out. So the U.S. economy added 64,000 jobs in November, above expectations of 50K. The unemployment rate rose while the jobs expectations were beat. The unemployment rate rose to 4.6%, above the expectations of 4.5. Unemployment in the U.S. is now at the highest level since September of 2021. Labor market is still weakening, and apparently that meant good things for the job, for Bitcoin. So crazy. Zero Edge highlighting a very ugly situation. The full-time workers plunged to 983,000 in 2 months, since September to 134 million, the lowest of 2025, the lowest amount of active working people in the US all year. Part-time workers soared because gig economy is exploding. The people getting outsourced by AI are having to work gig economy roles, and part-time workers soared to 1 million in 2 months in September, up to 29 million, new all-time high. Just absolutely insane. When you look at the graph, the discrepancy of full-time workers in green on a sharp decline, while part-time workers continuing to expand up and to the right. Let me know down in the chat, like, are you taking multiple full-time or multiple part-time jobs? Do you still have a full-time job? I'm curious how the chat is doing. And yeah, Wispy, I feel like they fake a lot of these numbers. It's like all of the data that I take in from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, I feel like is false. And I felt that way since I knew that Joe Biden faked over 2 million jobs during his presidency. Now, working Americans have been in a silent depression since they bailed out the rich in 2008, and things simply have not got better. These are dollars left over after food, gas, personal interest, and rent for the median household. And as you can see, we have a problem. People are becoming more and more stressed, more and more stressed, and it's being expressed in the civil unrest across the planet. Whew, that's a lot to kind of encapsulate, but that's how I feel. The harder this monetary system beats down people, the more desperate they're going to become, and the more chaotic the world is going to become. You're full-time at home, went back to work after alts dropped in February, no days off, running the farm. Shout out to that running the farm. Shout out to that Trump pump retired me. 5x on most coins, took profit and done. Good job, Andy's taking profits like a savage. Good man. And you know what? I love what I'm doing, so I'm not ever going to quit. I have 2 jobs, trying to get a third. Job interview tomorrow, working now, work for sure. Recruiting and companies are laying off employees left and right. Yeah. I was a headhunter for 8 years and then a recruiter for another 3 years before that. Recruiting, not doing that great. The people are not the sought after item in today's economy, and that is just the ugly fact of the matter. And then you have AI aggregating all the new resumes coming in and just saying no to a vast majority of them, no matter what. So let's see here. You see Pippin. I hate Pippin. I'm not talking about, I hate Atlas. It's money laundering, and the whole situation with the majority of those meme coins disgust me. There's very few meme coins I feel like talking about. And Pippin is one of those I feel's basically money laundering on chain. Let's see here. Only Vegas building new baseball stadium and Hard Rock Hotel. Creative marketing and digital. All right. I appreciate you guys letting me know how your current situation is going, because I just feel the pressure across the board, not just in crypto, but people's quality of life. And while all this is going down, Bitcoin with this major pullback from yesterday, I mean, this is 15-minute chart. And yesterday absolutely sucks. Like, we have the Bart Simpson pulled us down by about 5.3%. Had a slight rally, but honestly, we're just probably going to bonk our heads and have turbulence running into these previous lows, which are now freaking resistance. That's great. The main thing that I can hope about Bitcoin, you know me, the hopeful romantic. The main thing I can hope is that the guts of this previous washout during the trade war has enough buying interest to buoy us up. If it does not, then we are vibe checking the previous all-time high, right? Which is around $70,000. Production cost for Bitcoin still sits at 74K. So these are things to keep in mind as we go through this massive amount of manipulation and volume increasing on the institutional buying side for Coinbase has gone vertical. During this massive washout, the institutional buys on Coinbase are doing very, very well, while retail is getting absolutely bludgeoned, right? And it's been State Street and other major actors that have been dumping on us in a consistent fashion for the last few months here. And now that the market regulatory clarity BS garbage that the government's trying to do for crypto, that's pushed off till next year. So the manipulators are going to continue manipulating. And here we are in the galaxy. There's a wide planet out there, a wide galaxy. And here we are getting liquidated by Wintermute right there, that tiny little dot. Shout out to us. This is why not having your entire bag on a trade is very important because we are living in very manipulative and psyopy times. Okay. And the performance year to date on Bitcoin, not doing so great. So Bitcoin down by 8% on the year. Jesus Christ. Silver up 120%, gold up 64%, S&P 500 putting up 15% gains, NASDAQ with 18% gains, Ethereum down by 12%, and Solana down by 30%. As all this is happening, the dollar has lost about 10% of its buying power. So finding a place to park our money, super fucking important. Now, I have been making some more and more plays into the nuclear Wall Street play side, just diversifying the funds a little bit. But things have gone very, very astray here in the United States, and finding places to park my money has become more and more difficult. And I wanted to ask you guys in the chat what you think. What is the time frame? Can you pinpoint the exact moment where everything in society got substantially worse? I put my answer as Harambe. I feel Harambe, the takedown of Harambe was when things made a major turn. But let me know, was it COVID in your mind where everything changed? Was it the price of oil going negative where you realized everything changed? Was it the 1971 gold standard being basically kicked off of a cliff? When did we go wrong? I want your guys' opinion of this. 9/11, that's another time. The election of Obama, January 20th, 2025. People are hurting. Many lost houses in a hurricane last year. COVID. Yeah, it's been a very trying time mentally over the past 5-6 years. Even with, Bitcoin's gone up and it's helped me a lot since 4K when I bought the Bitcoin, and I bought more at 15. And I bought more at 83. So Bitcoin has been a buoy of my kind of focus, but things have been very, very ugly. And looking back in time on the COVID movements, especially in Australia, really makes you think. So they were choking people out, slamming them to the ground, choking them unconscious in Australia, the UK, even kicking kids out of restaurants in New York City because they didn't have their vaccine passport, right? So this is how police were treating people in Australia during COVID lockdowns, where if they didn't wear a mask, they would get choked unconscious. But then you have a mass shooter come out and you have some DEI hire hiding behind a vehicle avoiding gunfire. Now, I've had some Aussies come at me like, oh, we never have any mass shootings. Blah, blah, blah. The mass shooting is qualified as something over 4 people, right? Here in the United States, the qualified gang shootings, even gang shootings being done near schools, are classified as school mass shootings. And within these shootings here in the United States, it is exponentially weighted to one simple demographic here in the US. But Australia has had 28 of these types of incidents since the 1996 major ban on their firearms. And that doesn't seem to stop these incidents. It also makes you a giant pile of victims should something like that occur in the future. So, yeah, and that was awesome seeing that. Was that guy Ahmed that tackled the shooter? If that's his name, I want to Abraham Lincoln. Oh, shit. Jacob Butler. Oh my God, bro. Obama second term, COVID, 10/10, October 10th. Oh my God, it's just incredible. Yeah, and the whole idea, like blindly backing the blue, I can understand the hesitation in that. Now, locally, sheriffs in the Colorado sector where I was working at, they were the line in the sand that said no to the vaccine passport. But honestly, man, like there was locations like New York City, they were enforcing the paperwork, right? Very, very crazy time to think about, right? Now, I will say this, Earth Day. I will say this, and I agree with Gunther here. I fear if things do not change in a substantive way in societies across the globe, not just here in America, a lot of good men will be forced to do some very bad things to evil people. You can take that as you may, but in aggregate, men are pissed. We've seen the men of families in the UK lashing out. We've seen men in Australia lashing out. We've seen men here in the United States lashing out. And there does come a time where reasonable men must do unreasonable things to recapture their sovereignty. And it's being tested across the planet here. Now, how this sovereignty is being tested, it's amazing how they take our rights internally away while bringing in millions and millions of people, unvetted, unchecked, undocumented, here in the United States over the past few years. And now we have a gigantic fucking problem that has caused a lot of emotions to go to all-time highs here in the US. And this is an interesting thing to think about. It is illegal to bring a plant into our country because it might upset the ecosystem, right? But bringing in millions of people from third world countries is supposed to make it better. That is the psyop that's been sold for years. And I think that psyop is beginning to wane. And I'm never going to stop speaking these ugly, hard truths because it is literally a do or die moment. It is a do or die moment for our culture here in the United States and really Anglo nations abroad. And if you don't stand up, they are planning to put us extinct. We are already a statistical minority at 8 or 9% of the world in aggregate. And the psyop that we have to bend the knee to all other cultures, all other creeds, because they're the minorities is total fucking bullshit. And I'm not having any of it, especially within my family confines. So now let's talk about Japan. Japan rate hike. Looks like 75 base points is almost confirmed. The odds are now at 97%. Giga bearish for markets. Let's actually go to Polymarket to see if this has changed at all, because my butthole clenches looking at this data. So yen rate hike. All right, let's go look at rates. Yen rate, Bank of Japan. Let's go to Bank of Japan and see if we can find it here. This is super sketchy. If we see those rates go up, let's see here. I can't find it. Give me a link to this, because this has got to be one of the main things being voted upon. The reports are coming out that it's 97% likelihood, and I just have a hard time believing that in the background. It's 2.5 interest. Oh, okay. I like that. Even a slight increase, though, that's a major problem. Even a slight interest rate hike is still going to be a problem. So take this with a grain of salt. And, maybe this washout is pricing in some of that, right? Maybe this washout is pricing in some of the heat, because really a few weeks ago, we got the canary in the coal mine that there were going to be, a little bit hawkish on the yen carry trade situation. So potentially we could be seeing some of that already have been priced in. And Japan in the background looks like to be doing $118 billion stimulus in their own regard. They approved a $118 billion extra budget on Tuesday to finance Prime Minister Sanae Takashi. I think that's how you say her name. Massive stimulus package, including anti-inflation measures and a boost. So they stimulate the economy with fake money for anti-inflation measures. All right, that sounds ingenious. Boosting Japan's military, that's something they do need to do, honestly. We're on the brink of World War III. 18.3 trillion yen budget passed the upper house. Ruling coalition does not have a majority, but managed to receive support from the opposition parties to enact a measure. And also, there's something kind of crazy going on. This is actually a side note. Thailand, or no, was it Taiwan? No, it's Thailand. Thailand and Cambodia. Let's actually go look at this. There's a little bit of heat coming up in the Thailand to Cambodia. So we're starting to see F-16 fighters and U.S. bombs being dropped here. This is the Eternal Casino. Cambodia, if you know about Cambodia, you'll know that many of their casinos are fronts for money laundering and human trafficking. Now they're seeing some bombing going down. Tanks, infantry, things of that nature being mobilized. It's not looking good. This is not looking good. So, bolstering military efforts going to be important. Now, Warren Buffett is a little bit skittish about this Japanese yen carry trade situation. He's saying that governments always end up destroying their own currencies. Current U.S. policy scares him. Berkshire is now deploying $348 billion into Japanese yen. The man who never panics is preparing for a further fall of the U.S. dollar, waging some of those cash stacks that he's been sitting on into a more fiscally conservative yen moving forward. Crazy, crazy play. And also down in Mexico, this is what it looks like in their Congress. Let's actually watch this. This is incredible. So this is a real video of Mexico City Congress session on Monday, where legislators are trying to stop each other from voting on a budget bill. Let's check out how well the Congress is doing down there. So, you're on live TV, and you have the south of the border Godisha version here. Hair polling. There's absolute ridiculousness going on here. And this is how budget's being decided down there in Mexico. Sounds like a really, really sound political system going on there. Now, in the midst of all this, oil prices fell to $55 a barrel, now at their lowest level since February of 2021. President Trump continues to call for gas prices to fall under $2 a gallon. And I have seen that there were some posts people were tagging me in where they were filling up their tanks for less than $2 per gallon. Out here in Georgia, I believe the gas is right around like $3.20 a gallon here. Have you seen gas go under $2 a gallon in your demographic? I want to know. And you know what? Opening up drilling here in the United States, oil and gas exploration in the United States, and not just importing massive amounts and shutting our own production down, has been something I've been happy to see Trump doing. I've been happy to see it happening. Let's see here, 275, 259, the cheapest. Keep them coming here, because I haven't seen here in Georgia the prices fall. Oh, it's getting close. Kairos is saying 241. So these numbers are actually getting pretty close. Not in Cali. I don't think Cali's ever going to get that level. E85, 269, 215 was the lowest I've seen coming back from Colorado. Okay, so Colorado's got some 215. Maybe off Federal Boulevard, you're going to find it under $2 a gallon there. If you ever been to Colorado, you know Federal Boulevard. But you know what? Oil and gas exploration needs to continue to expand. And we are sitting on tens of trillions of dollars of value in the Gulf of America that we can drill out. Hopefully we expand. And I have seen pipeline construction exploding, which tells me some infrastructure for an expansion of that exploration is on the horizon. Now, crypto, not looking so great. Oh, God, still $4.60 in California. Jesus. Texas is 220. Okay, good. 308 here in Avon. Yeah, Avon's always going to be expensive. That's the ritzy part of Colorado. The Gulf of America. That's right. There's some things that I have enjoyed out of this Trump administration, but largely it's felt like a giant extraction from market makers that were taking advantage of our hopes and dreams and listening to this Bitcoin Reserve Act, which over the last year I've realized is just confiscation intentions. But this is a comment, post from Sweep. This year wiped out the middle class of crypto. People sold to survive. Huge shout out to you in the chat if you are still here, kicking and breathing, making it through all of this manipulation. This year has been an absolute blood-soaked battle in crypto and really Bitcoin even. We're down on the year in Bitcoin, and what was supposed to be a bull market year is so insane. People sold to survive. So whenever there's a catastrophic event, no one reacts on the timeline. Have a feeling that 80% of crypto Twitter is sidelined, heavily de-risked. I want to know, are you sidelined? Are you still holding your crypto? Did you make it through this battle alive? Because there has been many casualties along the way. And you guys got to stop making fun of people or even kids that still believe in Santa. Because there are still people out there that believe in Bitcoin ordinals, right? There's still people that believe in NFTs of last cycle. There's still people that believe that their meme that's down by 99.9% is going to make it back to previous all-time highs. So Santa, believing in Santa, much more believable to me than imagining your number 99 on crypto market cap NFT is going to make it back to previous all-time highs. This is a selective altcoin season. It's institutionally driven. A lot of that flow is going to make its way through base ecosystem. Now, Coinbase, they're rolling out new products in a new era of Coinbase. They're calling on December 17th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. They're going to be live on X when this is happening. This is going down tomorrow. So I'll try to cover this on the on the live stream here. Yeah. Oh my God. You remember that? It was like ordinals. I've always looked at them as like an interesting attack on the network of Bitcoin and an experiment. Well, you know what? That experiment has seemed to have come to a close. You should live stream that at 2. Yeah, tell me about Arrow. If Arrow's under 50 bucks or 50 cents, I'm buying. Sparrow. I have a very simple thesis. It's the valuation of base network coming in around $34 billion. Aerodrome's kind of one of the pillars of liquidity swaps, DeFi on the base network. And its market cap is way, way lower than a half mark of the base network estimated value, right? So Aerodrome, if I see it dropping, like, because I have to be real selective about altcoins that I'm willing to talk about right now. Aerodrome, Morpho, Chainlink, I think are here for a long time, right? A long time. So when I see opportunity in these things, and if I get this thing to tap this low, like 40 to 50% mark again, I'm stacking up. I've done this a few times, and this, mind you, I have a different mindset because I did Jeet above $2 twice already on Arrow, and I got it at 18 cents. But I refilled my bags, and each one of those sweeps down to 50 cents. If I see it at or below 50 cents, I'll buy a touch of it again. And I'm backing the truck up if I can get down here at the 35-cent mark, right? That's kind of my viewpoint of Aerodrome and my general viewpoint of where the money's going to flow. I think money's going to flow to Solana, to Aerodrome and the base ecosystem. And RWA, it entices me, but like I just so skeptical of Ondo at this point. Like the easiest RWA for me is just the Oracle move, and that's Chainlink, right? So yeah, that's kind of my point, my viewpoint on it. I'm not going to get over extended on all these crypto projects and trying to make it all, like, I don't need to make it all back. I've been making great profits by taking the profits when they're there. And so now at this situation, this washout, I'm kind of comfortable in the situation. The entire market looks like dog shit, honestly, Daru. Even Bitcoin looks like it's wanting to tap previous all-time highs. So take that with a grain of salt. And I like low entry points. This is something kind of interesting for Solana as well. Visa allowing banks to settle their payments using the USDC token, the stablecoin, on Solana's blockchain. So Visa integrating with that move. Kind of an interesting play. And then one of the better traders on my timeline, Fallis, is saying that he's actually bullish on Fartcoin. He's saying it's time for hot air to rise. And Fartcoin, it usually follows kind of Bitcoin's price action. He's looking actually for a little bit of a rise in Fartcoin. So let's go over and look at Fartcoin here. Where are we at? 87.7. Real quick, I'll just take a gander at Bitcoin. It's trying, but I mean, it's suspect. It's suspect. We get punished for having hope on these damn manipulation days here. And every day feels like a damn manipulation day. Let's see here. Fartcoin, well, it's rising since he put up that post. Look at the larger time frames on this bad boy. Fartcoin's just funny. The higher it goes, the funnier it is. The higher Fartcoin goes, the funnier the joke becomes. This is, I mean, he's looking for a bounce. It's trying to defend itself at around like 19 cents. That is very, very interesting that it tapped the exact local low here 3 times now, actually 4 times. That October 10th washout is also shining a light that might be the lowest market value and where actual bids existed. And this mother trucker gets bid on at that 18 cent level for sure. So something interesting to keep an eye on. God, tomorrow I think I might have to cover this Coinbase rollout. So Pacific time? Vet, you're on Pacific time. It's like 2 hours behind me or something like that. 2 p.m. PT to EST. Let's see if I can actually make this happen. Because, all right. Oh, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, man. I'm driving at that time. What am I going to do? Live stream it from my vehicles. I'm driving across the state. I'm taking care of my chitlins. It's a time where pure chaos is potential. Pure chaos is a potential. Oh God, it looks like AVAX might be the next Matic. I'd agree with that assessment. AVAX is worrying me. Yeah, I don't want to sit there and watch all these talking heads talk about I know that generally these institutional level bags, they're going to feel more comfortable going in and getting involved with base ecosystem than anything here in the US. So, I'm really not looking out for this. And in all this time, it's important to stay able to make money. Okay. This market, this economy is absolute dog shit. And a lot of people around me are having a lot of problems. So now this guy had a very, very good kind of short that he made about this. I want to check this out because he really hit home. He really hit home with this.
Why does no one ever talk about once you start working, you can't ever stop? Your parents trying to warn you, but once you turn 16, your life is pretty much over. And if you're like me, you think getting a job, a car was awesome until you start getting bills. Then you realize your parents, they weren't lying. This whole thing is literally a scam because once you start working, it's like you can't ever stop. And every year it just seems to get a little bit harder because not only do you have more responsibilities than ever, but you also have more dreams and desires than before. Bam, bam, bam. And so what are you really supposed to do? You should probably take a second and pick a job you actually like or develop some high-valued skills. Because the truth is, the world doesn't care if you're tired. It's going to try and chew you up and spit you out like bubble gum. That's why you have to work hard now so you can relax later. If you're going to have to work your whole life, you might as well do something you enjoy. And that's another way we do it better. Why does no one ever talk?
Is he insinuating that he truly long-term enjoys working at Papa John's, though? I mean, I like the taste of Papa John's. I worked at many pizza places on my come up as a young lad. But honestly, it's not that this guy actually looked like he kind of enjoyed making the pizza at the end. This is why I do what I love. And you know what? If you can op yourself into thinking that making pizzas is the end all goal for you, then sure. You know what I mean? But earnestly thinking about what will make you happy and then finding a way to do that as a living, pretty important. But that's a good point. Where are his gloves? That's a really good point. He wasn't even wearing gloves. Was he wearing them? Oh my God. He wasn't wearing them at all. That is a good point. So just better ingredients, better pizza. I think Papa John's actually headquartered here in Georgia as well. They have like these huge headquarters coming out, but it's a time frame where a lot of things are changing. AI is replacing a lot of workers. This is why the jobs numbers are so completely fucked up. Wall Street, Mag 7 keep going to new all-time highs, and corporate America doesn't need your involvement anymore. So we have to think hard and long about what kind of jobs we can get skills at that are going to be useful 10 years from now. It's a very, very tough question to answer. That garlic butter sauce at Papa John's is absolutely the garlic butter sauce is why I remain slightly fluffy. Okay. It's the reason why I remain slightly fluffy is because that damn garlic butter sauce is so delicious. But really think about what the life you could provide for your children and your wife is going to look like 10 years from now. And if you're a gal, how you're going to provide for your man. No, I'm just kidding. What job you're telling your man to go do is honestly what you should be thinking about. But, my wife found a job that she really loves, making heart valves. And we actually met someone that was affected by what she produced. And it changed his life, helped him survive. Right. And this guy went and had a speech at her company kind of gala. Can't decide how to call it. I call it both gala. And it was really cool. You know what I mean? So just find things that you feel meaning in doing. I think that matters a whole hell of a lot. When I was back in Colorado, I wanted to live in the woods and be heard at the same time. And somehow, by the grace of God, I found that. And I'm going to continue working as hard as I can for you, my wonderful people that are joining me on this show right now. I'm going to always tell you the truth. And honestly, the truth is right now, things are looking sketchier than hell. And I'm hoping that I can get lower prices on Bitcoin. Maybe we bounce off that green dot. Maybe we don't. Maybe we have to go through a year of absolute chaos and pain. And the Federal Reserve chair nominees are two very, very different people for how they were going to handle the US economy moving forward. That video is coming out tonight on Discover Crypto at 7 p.m. And we are going to stay focused on all of this and making sure that we're on the right path as we move into the great unknown. Stagflation is here. Can Bitcoin survive is the real question. Love and appreciate you. Make sure to smash the like on the way out. I'm going to go get some Mexican food with Kelly, and I will see you at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard.